think we're live. This should somebody make noise
Hello.
Hi.
because there's two different audio feeds. One's me, the other one's everybody else.
They're forced to. We're playing Monopoly tonight. Guys,
Yes.
apparently we're playing Monopoly tonight. Uh, no, D&D. It's huge as usual. Hi.
It's a manner of monopoly. Like we're gonna take all of their treasure.
I mean, we're gonna rob the bank, basically. Screw banks at this point. Well, let's just get started with doing these intros. Hi, everybody. We are Dead Reckoning, part of the Vancouver by Night Wednesday night D&D offering. We have pirates, dad jokes, Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonations, and a lot of dirty talk. We're an 18-plus game. A couple of announcements before we begin. First and foremost, most important one, we have a dice sponsorship with the fabulous and wonderful Raven and Riddle. They are currently just setting up and gearing up for their Kickstarter campaign to get their first sets of dice out. They're offering a fairy tale themed set of dice. If you're interested to see what they look like, take a look at their Instagram and their Twitter and their Facebook pages, all at Riddle and Raven. Yeah, thanks, Julian. Yay! Next announcement, and this one's a biggie because it involves one of our players. It's Steve's birthday today.
Yay.
It's true.
Happy birthday, Steve. I was gonna make everyone sing, but I'm just like, let's skip that. There's no way
Show
to
them what you got for your birthday.
What you get? What you get?
Give me 1 sec. I am entering in the Twitter of Raven and Riddle.
Monopoly D&D edition. All right.
Yeah. It is kind of the Monopoly D&D edition, but there is someone.
I mean, it's a box set, so.
Yeah, there's someone on the feed. Fuck, this thing's heavy. Jesus Christ.
Oh, geez.
That got me this bad boy right here.
Ooh.
Which has everything I need to run a game, even though I have no idea how to fucking run a game.
What handsome bastard got you that?
Well,
yeah, what handsome bastard got you that, indeed.
It's, somebody who has a massively gigantic ego. So...
And we mean his penis. Anyways, moving on.
Sure.
That got... Not gonna lie, that got a little weird. Okay.
Hey, I call him like I see him.
So if anybody who is currently in the chat, because it's my birthday, wants to spread around the game and be like, hey, come and check this out, it's a birthday stream, you know.
It is a birthday stream for today for Steve. And yeah, these are the players who are available. Unfortunately, Aaron will no longer be playing with us. Bigger, greener pastures. Beer Nose dead. No, I'm kidding. We'll send him off quietly. We'll send him off quietly.
Dies of a nose infection.
Walks the planet.
This is what you get for messing with Calamity.
I mean, quite frankly, he had it coming. Anyways, Kelly is unfortunately medical reasons not joining us tonight, but hopefully will be joining us next week. Let's introduce the rest of the crew, starting with birthday boy Steve.
Hello, I'm Steve. I'm usually the storyteller on the Saturday night stuff for vampires and whatnot for Vancouver by Night. Tonight, I will be playing LaForge, the Warforged cleric of the Forge, who is just multiclassed into Artificer.
Say Forge one more time.
Forge.
Sweet.
And he may or may not be kind of a robotish thing from the future. It's a possibility.
Maybe. Who knows? Bethany, you're next.
Hi. I play Claire Ancaster, who's drunken monk and is in her natural setting of a bar right now, unless we retconned that. But yeah, just gonna drink.
Sweet.
All right, go Mike.
Drink up me hearties, yo ho. Mike, yeah, last but not least.
Hi, I'm Mike, playing Villain Thundersoul, the, I guess, de facto captain of this ship that we happen to have acquired.
Is
Sweet.
that how we're gonna say
Allegedly.
I mean, no one contested.
Allegedly.
Technically, LaForge named himself Captain. I think. Didn't he?
I mean, I might fight for that captain spot eventually.
Okay, so there's a three-way happening here, and it's for the captainmanship. May the odds be ever in your favor.
You're welcome to sail it.
Okay, hell, Roxanne's probably in that too because she's also learning and she might just get ambitious. Who knows?
She's walking
Anyways.
the plank this
No, I like her. She's sticking around. You guys need some NPCs to keep you straight. So, all right. So, the last time we left our players, they were at the infamous pirate city of Rose Tega, aptly named and properly named, of course, at a yet to be named bar, actually, which I decided to name after our new sponsors, the Raven and Riddle. So at this bar in particular, they met up with a gentleman by the name of John, who runs the establishment, who knows Claire, surprisingly enough. Claire is on a first name basis with most barkeeps at this point.
You know it.
And the group inevitably and wonderfully separated. I'm gonna say for the sake of this story, at the very least. Grimace McFeisty, who is played by Kelly, who's not here, is off and speaking to one of the NPCs, who I do not remember the name of, but I wrote down because I know I wasn't going to remember. Off learning about rumors of old god knowledge. Joshua, who is also a cartographer and navigator. On the other hand, we have LaForge staying at the bar with poor drunken Roxanne, who's basically drinking rum and ale for the very first time and is drunk off her ass. So LaForge is staying with her. And I just heard something mention of a child between two speaking individuals. And that leaves Velen and Claire to have gone off to speak to a neither male nor female individual by the name of Guts to get some crew. And maybe get some more information. We'll see. So, actually, each of you roll a d4 for me. Just gonna get some turn order.
Dos.
Gotta rescue my dice. Stupid dice bag. You get squished out.
4. Oops.
2.
2. Okay. Since it's his birthday, I'm gonna go with Steve first. So, Steve. Yeah, you just heard just the word in a sentence at the very least. Something, the child, something else.
Yeah, I think we ended off the last session with me dragging Roxanne over to that particular table.
Specifically by the collar of her shirt from behind, just kind of like, whoop.
Yeah.
You bring her over to the two gentlemen as you've turned around, sort of near a window, kind of like lit by the warmth of the bar, but also there's a cold sort of lighting from behind them that is through the window of like with the moonlight coming through. There are two gentlemen with their collars popped high up over them, and they are speaking in a very quiet discussion. You did kind of notice them on the way into the bar, but yeah, they did not really come across your attention until just now. Both of them have their tricorn hats on, and yes, they're in very much private conference, or at least making a big point of having one their back. One of them is their back is to you.
Yeah, I'm tapping one of them, the one on the shoulder that has his back to me.
In a dark sort of like slick-ish kind of coat or something or other. Looks over him, pulls pulls his collar over his face just to look over at you and just give you the international symbol of piss off.
Fortunately, that symbol was created before I got here. You are speaking of the child.
He kind of looks at you wide-eyed, looks to the other guy, who shrugs, and then they both look at you. Are you also looking for the child of fate?
Correct.
They both look at each other again. This time he does. This time the other guy doesn't shrug. And they both look up at you. Good, sir. The guy eyeballs you up and down. We may have some information on someone who could be searching for at least the child. Are you interested in this information?
You will pass the information along to me.
Most certainly. And they both then sort of do like the private conference thing, except they've included you and Roxanne. They just assume she's your associate or something like that, or maintenance keeper, something like that. And she just stands there kind of like, whoa, what's going on? She's not going to remember any of this in the morning. I assume you plop her down beside you?
No, I plop her down, but I remain standing.
Okay, yeah. And well, she's standing for the most part, kind of just using you for support, so she's also standing as well. The gentleman introduced you as Curtis and Patrick. Curtis is the one you tap the shoulder of, and the one who speaks mostly to you. The child of fate is a being not of this planet and is the offspring of one who is not from this planet. Does that make sense, good sir?
This fits along the information that I have.
Wonderful. There is, I want to say it's an underground grotto that you're getting to, but you need to get through one of the temples to get to do so. And it is here on this island that you're able to go to. Thankfully, not a lot of people here are in search of this particular thing. They're mostly off looking for a treasure or for things. This is a temple itself has been rooted through, but there is a weak point partway through where you'll need to go through, I think, a trial or two to get to the hidden grotto of where the child is being reared at this point. We're not sure how old the child is at this point, but as far as we're aware, the child has been cared for by something or someone.
You will pass along the information to me. At this point, LaForge is, you can't tell physically, but his patience meter is dipping down.
And yeah, okay, so then long story short, for information not exactly that Rose does have, the gist of it is, and it's the information that you do need, they have a map of the inside of the temple that they have acquired from unknown means. There's a few bloodstains on the actual map, so it was probably not through easy means. And there is a circle around sort of one of the corners near the northwesternest part of the temple. Right there is a wall of some sort that can be broken down, probably by a gentleman of your stature and your strength, I would assume. Or perhaps there's someone in your party, they look over to Roxanne, other than your accomplice here, who might be able to break something down. Regardless, there needs to be a strong force to push down a wall, and then you are able to get to where you need to get to.
Understood. And I kind of slide a piece of paper over to them, write down the coordinates.
Of the temple, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, easy enough. In fact, we'd be willing to show you.
When will you be leaving?
Um, as soon as you are ready. We have no other plans. In fact, we were trying to figure out who we could bring with us. It's impossible for us to move on our own. If you decide to take a notice, LaForge, they are scrawny, dare I say, sort of bookish, nerdier types, if you will. I probably have not seen combat.
We will be leaving tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning it is then. Patrick, Curtis, and they head to the bar. We'll be looking for you, Mr.
LaForge.
LaForge, of course. And they, tip their hats to you. And Patrick, just being the courteous gentleman, is just like, Madam. And Roxanne, like, oh, yeah. Friends of yours?
In a manner of speaking.
LaForge, I don't feel so good.
Understandable.
And this is where we switch over. Claire and Velen. You two are heading over to a gambling circle that is happening. It's a very, very focused game of, I would assume, like some form or other of Texas Hold'em, something along those lines, but not necessarily Texas, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make a quick interruption? Thank you, Table of Horrors, for rating.
Yay, Table of Horrors. Thank you.
Also, somebody in the chat was like, a Mind Flayer, Outerworld Spelljammer Stool Ship, or maybe it's just not D&D 5e yet. Well, we're waiting for that. I've been hearing rumors about Spelljammer coming out soon.
All right.
Yes, detailed files.
I have detailed files.
So there is a individual who is more of the portly side, who you can't quite tell is either male or female, and doesn't matter. They throw down their cards with a triumphant "Ha! Beat ya! Pay up!" And there's a round of grumbling as a bunch of men push their coins towards the individual and just like, "Guts the card master right here. Eat it, all of you. Just eat it." They're very happy with their win.
That looks like a good win there.
Oh, hey, thanks, babe. Yeah, no, it's, yeah. Have I seen you around? You look kind of familiar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I punched you out last time we were here.
Nah, I remember a babe like you punching my lights out. Why don't you tell me your name? Why don't you tell me your name, sweet thing? This individual is kind of a creep. A little bit, but they are kind of charming. They also just rolled the 1 on their charisma check.
You don't get my name, sleazeball.
Okay, geez. I'll start first. Guts, multimillionaire. How are you? What can I do you for? Like I said, he rolled a
following
1.
you over here. Why are we over here again?
We need a crew.
Oh, hey there.
We need to play nice with the locals.
And I'm as local as you get. Wait, local or loco?
Yes.
Got it.
So, who do you know that needs work? That's reliable.
By reliable, do you mean not drunk off their ass?
Well, that's part of it.
No, I mean, you're working in the wrong place, per se.
Well, we heard that one of y'all was a good navigator.
Don't have any navigators. If you're really what I can only provide at this point is just riggers and rope guys that give you at least the ability to
Do they take orders?
yeah, for the most part. You're gonna have to see them during the daytime though. Anyone here is drunk, and a few of them I can see right now, but you don't want them.
You're right.
I mean, here, give me a second. Hey, loser, give me your, and then grabs like a note paper from one of the more dignified-looking gentlemen who quite foppishly just tries swatting them away. Just like, don't touch me, don't touch me. The guy's just like, thanks, bro, and then like,
a lot of sticks and prudes over here.
yeah, and they're willing to just give it away. Apparently, can I tell you my secret? I don't play fair. So, he finds some kind of quill that's actually nearby and just is like, writes a few names down, like at least 4 names at the very least, and gives them to you. Gives them to Velen at least. If you're looking for them, you can find them during the daytime. They're probably going to be by the whorehouse just coming out. Not only that, they know how to respect the lady. That's a good thing in my book, considering my mom was one. Born and raised here. This is my home. This is my watering hole. This is my bar.
We'll see about that.
I like how she plays. We'll find out later tonight, tiger. Urgh.
Ew.
Well, Claire, you're good at cards.
Oh, really? We want to wager, do we?
Villain.
I
mean, you have to pay your tab somehow, so...
My tab's been paid off, you prick!
You might as well put your tab up against, say, the ownership of this bar.
Ooh, them odds. I'm actually going to have to raise the stakes a little bit. Seems like you rack up a tab quite a bit there, honey. I'm going to recommend you, if you want to play a game with me and want to go for the ownership of this bar, yeah, you're going to have to probably say pay up your ship as well. You didn't get here by any means.
We didn't come on a ship. What are you talking about?
You're a bold-faced liar, and I fucking love you, dude.
We didn't come on a ship. We've actually come here to get a crew to get a ship.
Yeah, insight check. He knows you're. Sorry, they know you're lying.
Does it contest
Okay,
against my
that's-
persuasion or deception?
Roll
Because-
deception, I would say. You know what? Let's see if your deception beats that in that case then.
Pedeption.
Not so great. That's okay. Not even close. I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
That ain't going anywhere.
Their 18 definitely trumps that.
Oh.
Yeah, sure. That and the dime. So, you want to go for the ownership of this? You have to put in your ship in the tab and your tab into this. Also, yeah. Hey, no was a perfectly acceptable answer. I can accept that.
Villain.
You clearly don't like my vibes, lady, so I'm gonna back off.
You're the one who started this gamble, Villain. What do you think?
Hey, man,
Should
you had
we
a red-
take it?
You had a tab, so I figured a quick way to pay off your tab.
But are you willing to bet the ship?
I mean, it's not like we can't get another ship,
This guy gets it.
considering
Okay.
how easy
okay.
it was to get this one.
Easy. Okay, fine.
Why are you guys
I will
betting my
take-
ship?
You're not here. I will take this bet. Let's draw.
At this point, a crowd of people, or a few people, kind of like whisper and just like do perception checks. You guys, as Claire, you take a seat
Yeah.
across from Guts.
But we're not.
Perception. That's the wrong window. This is the right window. My perception is. Eve, come here. I got a 17 on perception.
I rolled a 17, so 21.
Okay. You both generally see a couple of people sort of look over, and Velen, you hear that? Someone's betting their shit against Gus. Holy shit! What? And there's a few eyes looking your way, and a couple of folks leaning over their chairs. A couple of just the surrounding area there. LaForge, if you want to do a perception check as well, actually. Because this news is kind of spreading.
All right, perception. Natural 20 for 22.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, you pick up on your sensories that someone nearby is just like, yeah, newcomer in town, just bet Guts that their entire ship against this bar. Holy crap, if they win, they get this bar. What the hell?
I'm gonna glance over and figure.
You see Claire sit down across from Guts as Guts is dealing them out.
We're not using your cards. You admitted that you cheat.
That's fair. I will use a clean deck, whoever's got one. And they put their cards away, roll up their sleeves, no armbands, just their tattoos.
I'm gonna bring what's her name over to Roxanne. Sit her down in a chair beside Calamity Part 2. Make sure she doesn't fall over.
Roxanne kind of sits next
Kind of lean them
to
up
Claire
against
and
each
just
other.
Hi. Claire, also, you do notice that LaForge is kind of behind her at this point.
I lean over to Velen, like, are you betting my ship?
Claire's betting your ship.
The, like, metal, like, silver things that are his eyebrows kind of, like, dip down.
But, yeah, let's see how this goes.
All right. Now, out of character, Claire.
Yeah.
Do you plan to play fair?
Yes.
Okay.
With my ship?
If I feel things are getting dicey, I will attempt to cheat, but Claire is usually very good at card games.
Okay.
Especially considering all she really needs to do is sane, and then they'll just drop their card.
You're right. So, first things first.
Yes. I'm banking on that.
So Velen, you had called them out on just using the card. They put their deck card away, out of sight. Give the once over, just like, I'm good, I'm clean. This is going to be fair.
Also,
does someone have a clean deck?
Just as a quick note to everybody, I think we forgot to mention this was an 18+ stream, so there's going to be a lot of swearing coming up.
There may be a lot of swearing coming up.
I reach into my side pouch and I pull out my deck of cards.
Well, since they're yours, milady, why don't you shuffle and deal?
All right. So what game are we playing?
You're playing a Rose has no fucking idea what card games are.
That is the worst sounding card game I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's the
I know.
worst.
It's a really wordy. It's lots of rules.
Okay.
When you guys hear it, it sounds
Got
like
it.
rocks falling. It's kind of like it must be a very dwarven game.
It's like War, only with like ancient cards.
Got it.
It's like War
Okay.
War with 2 tarot decks. Probably the worst thing you could do.
Okay.
Oh look, death twice. Does that mean we throw down more cards?
Literally, it's just a 1-round game. So I'm
All
going
right.
to roll
Well,
some.
I mean,
I'm gonna-
trust me, good sir. You're gonna want to last.
Well, we'll see about that.
All Claire needs to do is just sing under her breath the whole time.
Is that what you're doing, Claire?
I'm kind of humming.
Okay. I would like you to do also a perception check for me because I'm going to roll a thing.
Oh, nice. 17 again.
All right. Yours beats it.
Noise.
You see, which is part of their turn, them go for a card, and they seem to somehow do a quick sort of sleight of hand where they look like they're going for the top card, but they're grabbing the card underneath that.
I saw that.
Hmm.
And I saw that.
What is it
Saw
that you
what?
saw?
Sleight of hand. You think you're quick.
I sure as hell think I am. I just picked
Yeah,
up a
move.
card.
Yeah, you
I gotta
picked
move
up the card
behind.
under the top of the deck.
Are you saying this loud enough for the bar to hear?
Yep.
You hear like a low, like, ooh.
Gonna move behind
from the rest
them.
of the crowd.
So I have my hands on the wood of their chair.
Kind of tucks his cards close as he kind of eyes you.
I send a low grade shock, like just sort of a little buzz to the chair.
Ooh, that feels kind of nice. All right. Well, ladies first.
Cheating
I believe
isn't
you should
honorable.
reveal your cards.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Well, milady, I'm sure it's time for you now to reveal your cards.
Is it actually time for me to reveal my cards?
It would be your turn to, yeah.
Okay.
He's also there. Or sorry, they're also kind of being a bit of a gentleman as well for making up for being a dick earlier.
Okay. I will reveal my hand.
And Guts reveals theirs. I believe the game is yours. Because cards.
There.
Because Rose does not play cards. So the bar erupts in cheers as everyone cheers Claire's name. And they they started chanting, "Winner, winner, winner." And a few people rush to the bar, jump over the bar, much to John's like, oh, come on, you guys, really? Which actually, Claire, you kind of do notice that if you're looking over towards the bar, John casually makes his way over as a bunch of folks are filling up different empty things with pitchers of amber colored ale and just like, yeah, everyone's like cheering and celebrating. Velen, you feel a couple of smacks on the back of your back, and a few gentlemen want to clink your drink, but
Jovial.
they do anyways.
All right.
John sort of leans in on the table, palms down, and looks up between you and Guts, just like, Guts, can you stop betting my bar for one thing? You don't actually own this bar, you idiot. Claire, I'm very sorry, but you get a free stay tonight. Would that be with you and your friends? Would that be okay?
That'll be fine. I wasn't actually going to take property of your bar, John. That would be rude after all the years of service you've done me.
It's at that point that my shield kind of from my back slides over and I put my arm in it and the warhammer comes out over on the other side.
What are you doing, LaForge?
Serves not to your satisfaction there, sir?
We are taking approximately the payment worth of a bar out of, and the warhammer comes up and points it. Guts. Out of this one.
Do it.
Send
To
another
Guts is
shock.
like,
Send another shock through the chair. No, you're right. We did make a bet.
And you lost.
Show us your guts. Guts.
Either pay us approximately what this bar is worth or suffer consequences.
I'd
look
give
at
him
the-
a nice toothy smile.
they look at the pile of coins in front of them.
That is insufficient.
But it's a start.
Yeah, I guess you work for us now until you pay off your debt.
Ugh. I guess. I'm indebted to you, captains.
Approximately 10,000 gold pieces.
Sounds
This
about
place
right.
is really worth 10,000 gold pieces?
And John's like, hey,
I mean,
she's old, but she's also priceless.
it's nice. In a,
Right, Claire?
Yeah.
if you like antiquing.
Velen.
It's
Velen.
rustic charm, John.
Velen, just
Rustic
shut up.
charm.
Shut up, Velen.
Well, I'm sorry we
You run a good bar.
country folk here don't seem to have them gun fancy places like you have where you're from.
There's
He's putting on an accent, but he's got a big grin on his face, just like, well then, I'm just gonna mosey on over to that bar and get you some of our slick that we usually get. Hope you
There's-
don't mind that it's on the floor.
There's a slight spark that comes out of LaForge's head. And he twitches ever so slightly, like, how are you now?
Some rando. Good and you?
Can't complain. And then, like, another spark, and then he returns back to being LaForge.
Yay. For those of you watching, that's a Letterkenny reference. Woohoo!
I want
We
to send
do
another
this.
spark through. I want to reach up and touch LaForge's head and send another spark through him, see what happens.
Oh no! do you really? Also,
turn him
the
into
shock that you
Letterkenny.
gave,
No.
the shock that you gave,
Guts.
Guts the second time, was that a bit more potent, like a bit more uncomfortable, or was it the similar as the first one?
Uncomfortable, but not, damaging. I don't want to damage the chair. I don't want to damage.
Okay, they just have a bit of an uncomfortable feeling in their bits because, well, that's where their butt is. So
Like a low grade bang your funny bones sort of nerve pain.
So they kind of shoot up from their chair a bit. Just, whoa, okay, yep. I work for you now. Yep, my lords and masters. I bowing, grovel.
Well, that went well.
Name of your ship. I'm there in the morning. Whatever you need me to do.
Bring that list of people with you.
All right.
Bring
You
the
can
people
convince
with
them.
you.
If you can convince them to work for you, your debt will be paid off faster.
If anything, they owe me debts too. So you know what? There's a guarantee you'll have your crew. No problem.
Excellent. Well, that worked out well.
Just to show that I'm of good faith, let me shake your hand, bud.
To who is
You
he
can tell
doing
he's not
this?
being you can tell they're not being a complete asshole, but they're an asshole.
Yep.
To who is he
And
offering
I
the
make
To Velen, sorry. Velen's
Hi.
giving the orders.
reach out and basically make it pretty obvious that there's sort of low grade electricity sort of running up along his arm.
That explains that. Be sure to stay in line, and I'll pass it on to my contacts for you.
Oh, you don't want to shake? Okay.
Oh no, he goes to shake.
With the electricity.
Oh, hell no.
Exactly. Like,
I'm sorry. That's... Yeah.
very
Hey,
well.
Electric Eel, do you mind not being so electric for a second?
It's my charming personality.
I can tell. I'm gonna make sure those contacts make it nice and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow.
You do that.
Sir.
That is approximately half of your debt.
Looks over to you. Thanks for keeping track. And in the most douchiest of ways ever, looks over to Claire. Milady. Makes a point of just like giving the one eyebrow raise as they walk away.
I gather up all the coins on the table and put them in my pouch.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can do that too. Takes, between the three of you, it takes barely in a few minutes. Roxanne is not helping.
It's okay. As
She
soon
is
as
definitely
I get up
drunk.
to third level, I'll have a solution for that.
And the night continues on. LaForge, do you share with your friends what you have learned?
Yes. I pretty much just blah the information.
Yeah, blah, which I accept.
What child?
The,
What's this about a child?
the child that has been foretold.
By whom? And what's this child supposed to do?
They will either create or prevent a great calamity.
But we've already run into calamity.
I think an event's not a person, Velen.
Not that calamity.
And okay, so what are we supposed to do? Like, is this child here? Is a child yet to be born? What are we talking?
We will find the child, and the child will be protected.
Is this an Eddie Murphy thing now? What are we protecting the child from
How do you know
those
of
that
Eddie
would
Murphy?
do it harm?
You do know of a bard by the name of Eddie O. Murphy, but
Eddie
that's
Murphy.
about it.
Eddie O. Murphy.
Murphy. Okay, wait. So
Coincidentally enough, he also wears a lot of leather jumpsuits.
And tells very, very funny stories.
why are we? Why is this our problem?
You do not have to have it be your problem. It is my problem.
Okay, who made it your problem?
I made it my problem. The
Okay.
Lord of the Forge has also made it my problem.
Okay. See that you lead with that. That's better. Okay, that's fine. I can work with. So where's this child?
Blah the information. Like, we have to go through the thing.
You have to go through a temple of something or other. And you didn't get the details of what the temple was, but two individuals were going to bring you to the temple for you to enter. And you were going to enter there. 48 hours. No, not for 48 hours.
Okay. Apparently we'll have a crew in the morning. Is that soon enough?
That is sufficient.
Awesome.
So, you guys have one activity you can do for the remainder of the night. Anything you choose to do?
Long rest.
Drink and trying to avoid the melody for the rest of the night.
Oh, yes, Melody. Who, if you decide to turn in at some point, Claire, because if you stay in the bar, she will inevitably be on stage.
Yeah,
And
well,
she'll-
I stay for another drink or two and then I turn in.
All
Well,
right,
also
coming
just
up and just right now, just as everyone seems to be heading off, it's Melody. And the room erupts with
Laughter?
with I was going to say laughter. I know, right? Applause and cheers, as if Claire just won the bar again. Won the bar again.
Should have gone to bed sooner.
If you're heading to bed anyways, you just like hurry on up the stairs. It's just like thump, 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 thump.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm
nope.
out. I don't want to deal with this. Have fun with the siren, guys.
What did the rest of you do? I guess the Ford, you're kind of sticking with Roxanne at this point. You're kind of designated.
I'll take Roxanne back, like, to whatever room she's designated to, and then I'll, like, shut down in that room facing the corner.
Okay, you're cornered. You're in the room now. All right. And Velen, what are you doing? Besides freezing.
I don't know. Ambiance. So I'll just basically sort of lounge at the bar, chat up John, see if there's any, check in with Grimace to see how they're getting along with this other bookish fellow with regards to the research on
on Pussy Islands, as we called them last week's season, or last episode.
That.
So the archipelago of islands, Grimace does come back to you and just like, oh hey, what I miss, and just like you fill them in. And Grimace reports to you that good old friend Joshua, who if Kelly was here, I definitely would have been able to play a friggin' good Joshua for you guys. But putting that aside for the time being,
we can always bring him along.
He can also join your crew too. No big deal. Grimace does say to you that he's spoken to Joshua, and if you're interested in the information he has, he will join you guys on the ship, so that can be taken care of at a later date.
Excellent. And any rumors about treasure, loot, other temples, other things, finds, weird happenings, mysteries?
Grimace lets you know about actually a temple on the island of Rostega, actually, that's not too far away. Probably the one you're going to be going to inevitably in a little bit. Is actually a sort of old one's temple as well. Again, one of the lesser knowns. Last one was Borum, but that was on the previous island in Frontenac. There was that temple there, and it was subterranean. But there's another one that's this one here. Not too sure which one it is, but it's definitely of the old gods that they have an interest in.
We don't even have to sail. Excellent. We could go now.
And Grimace does pass on as well that I did tell them kind of our situation, and Joshua says it's probably best to lay low here. Most people do, and most notorious of pirates have laid low on Rostega for a few days, at the very least. So if there's stuff we need to do here, let's do it. And they take that time to lay low, essentially. The law does not come here as often as, say, places like Frontenac, or are run by the law, per se. This is when people just go, they went to Rostega, leave them. Either they'll be back, or there's no way in chasing them. There's too many allies here. Anything else you do for the night?
Not me.
I mean, if you want to do a wisdom save, Melody's on stage, and she's a full siren, as you can tell. Gorgeous, pale, sort of bluish skin, dark blue curls cascading down on one side of her head. The rest is all pinned up on one side. She kind of looks like an ocean wave kind of feel, and she sings a melancholy sailor boy song, like, oh, how I miss my sailor boy, kind of thing.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yes. And she's pretty. She also just gonna enchant the room, but
17.
You're fine.
Does the melody kind of go like he was a sailor boy?
It's like my jolly sailor
boy.
It's my jolly sailor boy or something, or jolly sailor boy mine or something like that.
Well, at least somebody got the joke.
Yeah, well, I got it later.
But
so.
was that sailor boy good enough for her?
I mean, he was a boy, she was a girl.
Nothing?
Can I get any more
No?
obvious?
Can it?
Um,
And we broke
Right?
yeah. You do notice a few of the other people at the bar just sort of just like full on because they're drunk and failed their saves. Just like zone in on there. A few of them are kind of like drooling, like comically almost. It's just like try and hide it, you guys. Like it's a little embarrassing. You do notice a very dapper-looking lady sailor of sort of an admiral's capacity at the front row. Similar. I think she's willingly willing to be enchanted by melody, per se. I don't know. From what you can tell, it's just an admirable fan who also happens just to be high-ranking admiral female pirate. Might be important later. Who knows? I just wrote her in there because she wanted some interesting flavor. And she occasionally raises a glass. The room follows along as they wave them sort of in unison. A few of them are too drunk to do so. Some of them have passed out at this point. The number ends, and a few of the other pirates throw coins onto the stage, flowers, throw compliments, wolfish whistles. Your typical like tavern fare. I assume at some point then, Velen, you decide to call it for the night.
Yep.
I suppose, Jesse, do need to sleep, or is it meditate similar to elves? What's...
No, Jesse? No, we sleep. It's all good.
You sleep? Oh, okay.
Back to the ship.
Oh, you go back to the ship. Okay. Not that it's too far. John did offer rooms for a lot of you. That got skimped out of a bar that wasn't theirs to be bedded with, so...
No.
Yeah, so you head back to the... Frozen again there, bud. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so you head back to the ship. As you do, I think you just head right to bunks and just out. Mike?
Stay up for a bit. I watch the night activity on the docks.
Not too much activity.
Get bored after a little while, go to bed.
Not too much activity, yeah. You do. You take one of the hammocks, or do you take the unoccupied captain's quarters?
Yes, unoccupied because Claire's not there. She's sleeping in the.
Yeah, the captain's quarters.
Captain's quarters it is, yeah. It's obviously it's a bed, not a hammock, and it's quite comfortable. And you fall right out to sleep. All right. If all of you can, you know what? No, I'm gonna stick with the same rules as before. LaForge, you're the first to wake up. The next morning. You feel all
Here's
your
the Windows activation sound.
Yeah.
You
Initiate boot
feel-
up sequence.
boom.
For the N64. The bot. Yeah.
I was gonna say GameCube. Boom.
Or it's kind of this sound.
You were awake, and as you turn around, you see the room. The light is coming through, and Roxanne is sleeping in bed. And she has this like pained expression on her face, and just rubbing her forehead. Oh, LaForge, Good morning.
One moment. I've seen a remedy for this. And I wander out of the room. I go
Where'd you
down.
go?
I go down to the bar. I get a bucket full of water. And I come
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Roxanne, this is a remedy that Velen told me about, and I splash the water on her.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Well, I'm awake now. I was hoping to drink that, actually. I feel very, very, very thirsty.
There's more water downstairs.
I should hope so. Yeah, John looks at you randomly as you like get the pail and just like, just gonna leave him be. Claire, you're the next to wake up. You kind of heard some movement and shuffle down the corridor that woke you up, but you can't recognize who it is.
I want to say it's too early for this, but I don't actually know what time it is. So, okay, I need a drink.
From what you can tell by the light coming in through your window, it's daytime.
Perfect. I need a drink.
Okay.
So I'm going to get dressed, make sure I look presentable, and go down to the bar.
You like just miss LaForge as he goes back into the room that he was occupying, and door stayed open, and you hear a splash, followed by a woman's going.
I change direction and go to investigate that.
You look in and you see LaForge holding an now empty bucket, and Roxanne sitting up, just drenched from the waist up, sitting in bed. And and she she's.
This is hangover remedy 0.37, and he hands you the bucket.
What the fuck do you think you were doing?
Morning, Claire. Can you get the elephants to not yell this morning?
Oh, honey, come with me to the bar. We'll get you a hangover remedy.
Huh? Not another one. And
No, this one does not involve you getting splashed. That only works if you're trying to wake up a drunkard.
Getting sloshed.
Oh, thank God. Okay. And she proceeds to follow. Do you follow them, LaForge?
Yeah. This is gonna be one of those like comical ones where they like take like, a bunch of raw eggs and like
egg in the beer,
hot peppers and stuff, and dice them all up. And
in fact, way ahead of you there. John is waiting in the bar as the three of you come on down. Like, thought I'd be expecting you anytime soon. Has a full glass for Claire. That he goes, Claire, and another more. And it's one of those glass mugs, right? So you can see what's in it, as John just believes in that. And it's just the nice, richest amber, fresh out of the first keg ale, and it's looking mighty delightful to you there, Claire.
Ooh, thank you.
And this is for you, young lady. And he pushes over sort of a not see-through tankard for good reason. Roxanne takes it and she sniffs it.
Drink it, honey. Trust me, it'll help. Just don't even think about it. Down it all in one go.
Plugs her nose and just chugs and chugs and chugs. Some of it kind of drips down the sides. A little bit of egg and Tabasco of some kind, just like down her chin. Just like, oh God, oh God.
Sarsaparilla.
What was that?
You don't want to know, but you'll feel better.
She's right. And I do have breakfast coming for all of you as well. I'm getting you the grease palette, young lady. And he points to Roxanne, just like, and she's like, what? Lots of meat. Lots of very greasy meat. And looks over to Claire and just to one side. Why is she wet from the waist up?
LaForge tried a water trick for a hangover.
Oh, the water bucket treatment. And he points over to LaForge, just like that technique.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Then Velen, can you roll me a d20, please? Just for fun. Take a drink, all. I usually say that a lot.
10.
Okay. You wake up fairly okay the next morning in bed. You do feel that you've perspired just a little bit for some reason, and the sheets are a little bit been ruffled. It seems like you had kind of a rough night. You don't quite remember why.
I mean, it's not like I'm not already sort of wet anyway. Still.
I mean, a tad wetter than usual, maybe like clammy, sweaty. It's more
No
than you're
memory why.
used to. Probably something that happened in your sleep. Who knows?
Huh.
Do you join the others?
Sure.
Cool. On your way, actually, you do see Guts with a few, like the four. You assume the four people they've written on their list. They're kind of in a huddle and just like, okay, listen to these guys because one of them can zap you, and one of them's a big machine guy. You don't mess with these people. And also, one of them's really good at cards. Do not cheat. Do I have a deal? And all of them just like, yeah. No, do I have a deal? Yes, Guts. And then at the same time, just like, yeah. That's when they all turn around to see you, and Guts just goes, oh, speak of the devil, there you are. These are the guys.
Welcome aboard, gentlemen.
Some of them look at you kind of like, yeah, oh yeah, sure, yeah. And Guts kind of goes over and just like, they're a little nervous about the metal guy. I don't think I did him justice, per se. Is he on board?
No.
Okay, good. Okay. Guys, on board. Is there bunks or anything like that for us?
There will be down below.
Great. All we need.
Excellent. So I guess, I don't know, do I run them through a quick... This is...
all these guys have been on ships before. Ship? I've been on several ships before. We'll figure it out. We can orientate ourselves.
Excellent. Going to leave you to it to knock them out above decks. I'm just going to go storyteller. I'm going to go below decks, lock the captain's room, and if I have the keys to the other rooms, the quarters, or our quarters.
Yeah, you do.
Lock those doors.
If anything, they follow you in. They follow where sort of like their sort of shared quarters is, where the more hammock beds are basically for them.
Introduce them to the cook.
And she's lovely and delightful, and does the whole like thing of just like, you step out of line, I swear. And they're just like, okay, yeah. They seem to be
eating eyeballs. Right.
And there's a few of them are just like, okay, yeah, they seem a bit more just as terrified as LaForge as they are of Jacqueline. So it's like,
excellent.
Yep, yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
get her to sort of be in charge, as it were.
I'll make sure they're in line, dearie.
Make sure they clean, and if they don't clean, then put them to work in the kitchen.
That's what I like about you, Velen.
I run a tight ship.
And I'm quite agreeing to that.
Head off to the bar to meet everyone that stayed there.
Actually, Jacqueline, just as you're leaving, is just like, that chap that was with you with the big nose, Berno, he just left into town, didn't say where he was going, but he was in a rush.
Well, maybe I'll run into him.
I hope so. Don't be too hard on him. He's still kind of in recovery for his nose. Also, he does sort of stick out in the crowd.
Well, exactly. Shouldn't be too hard to find him.
Yeah, but do take care though. Hopefully, if we need to, we don't have to, leave without him.
Hopefully not. We'll be here for a bit. We have a thing to do in On another part of the island, apparently.
Otherwise, it also wouldn't be too bad if you joined up with a different crew as well. It tends to happen from time to time, being here a lot with Calamity. That's actually how we got Jim and John on our other ship. Yeah, and they just sort of stuck with.
True.
I'm just saying, I've been through this before. Don't ever take it personally. I'm here
I'll
for
leave the
you.
ship in your hands.
Oh, good. I'm gonna get this thing all ship shape from top to bottom. Okay.
That's my girl.
Blows you a kiss as she goes back to work. And then you head into
Figure I
town,
got
I
it.
assume, towards the Raven and Riddle Tavern. Also, Smoky Kitty.
Oh,
Yay.
kitty.
Swear, someone needs to make that compilation of me just saying Smoky Kitty, and just as many times as ever. Anyways. Oh yes, the ship does indeed have a big hole on the side. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
There's still that large hole
that.
that
We are in need of procuring cannons.
Oh, yeah.
and John's just like, oh, of course. You're gonna need more
about that.
cans. Do you have how many more are you gonna need, do you think?
Approximately 12.
12? Looks at Claire.
Yeah, he's the cannon guy, not me.
12 cannons? Do you have
Correct.
enough? I assume you have enough room on your ship?
Yes.
Well, I can at least get you 2.
12.
I can promise you 2. I'm gonna have to take the day to procure you that many, but I can probably get them to you by the end of the day. Maybe
is
tomorrow
sufficient.
morning at the earliest.
That is sufficient.
Sure. Maybe in the meantime you can explore Rose Tega. You guys are new here. And Claire, you're not new to the bar, but the island itself you're fairly new to.
Been around. What you talking about?
Oh, you get around, but there's some probably different stuff, and rumors flying around. This place is all a buzz.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, is going to get a buzz fairly shortly because I get the breakfast crowd. I mean, from next door. And the lovely ladies, they do pay good coin from the night before. And yeah, Melody's in that group.
Okay, I'm gone. Thank you for the heads up about Melody. I gotta go.
I gotcha. It's actually just at that point that Velen comes through the front door.
Would you look at the time?
Velen.
How awkward.
Velen, good timing. We're just about to go.
Excellent. Where are we going?
Into town.
Why?
You coming?
At this point, the two of you do see a couple of scrawny-looking gentlemen, sort of in dark, slick, meant to be weathered leather outfits and tricorns on their head. And they walk up to you and they're just like, excuse me, do you know of a large fellow by the name of Mr. LaForge?
Yes.
We spoke to him the other night about something of the child. I'm Curtis. This is my associate Patrick.
LaForge, you have friends.
They will be guiding us to the temple.
Oh, LaForge, there you are.
Oh.
These your associates?
Correct.
I'll say Grimace is with you guys as well. Wonderful. All right. Well, follow us then. It will be taking you to the temple in the first place. Is there anything you need before we need to go? You most likely won't be back for a little bit.
I think we'll be fine. I'll be fine. What about you guys?
Should probably gather gear off the boat. before we go that way? So swing by the boat to get our stuff.
Sure, it's not too far away. It's not very, very out of your way, anyways. Yeah, so if anyone needs their armor, say Velen, if you need your breastplate, you don that if you so choose, and your weaponry. Claire, you get your artillery, musketry, weaponry there as well. LaForge, you're good for going back to the ship or needing anything from the ship, or you're all armed as it is?
Yeah, LaForge has everything on him.
Sweet. You also deposit back Roxanne as well, who remains on the ship for the rest of the day, and under Jacqueline's strict watch, basically. Just like, I got her, dearie. I got it from here. You done good so far.
Oh, good.
Maybe next time don't use the bucket firsthand. That's in case she can't wake up.
The bucket was efficient.
Well, at least it made it funny.
Oh, you did the bucket. Nice.
You're the culprit.
A little fresh water does everybody good.
You kind of hear Roxanne. I am feeling a little bit better.
Fresh water.
Glare.
Generally.
Yeah. So then, do you follow the Curtis and Patrick?
Yes.
Cool. So they do take you through town. The town is sort of starting to wake up. You hear or you smell, a forge start or light up of a smith. The wood burning, crackling first thing in the morning. You smell flour and dough as a baker is making their bread for the day. You do also kind of see some of the ladies from the next door of the brothel head over to the bar. John's definitely going to be busy. Quite a few of them also have their John from the previous night. But that disappears behind you as you go further and further to sort of the westernmost edge of town and through a gate and meander through the woods. Patrick and Curtis do take you off the path a little bit. It is a little bit of a trek for you guys, so I'm going to get survival checks from the three of you when you have the opportunity.
Oh, well.
Does it still count if I'm LaForge and I don't need to survive out here?
I meant just to trek through and traipse through.
I got
wilderness.
18 in total.
19.
Claire and Velen, you're fine.
11. I'd probably be pulling up the rear anyway.
Yeah. I mean, LaForge, you're pulling up the rear. The other three... Oops, I'll roll for Grimace. We'll do it off screen. And Grimace is sort of in front of you, but they kind of see you a few times, just like, oh, and they kind of struggle a little bit here and there. I guess at different times you'd probably be helping them too. So guys, you definitely did better than they did. And then they take you to the mouth of a cave. Not just any cave though. The cave definitely looks like it's been carved from the stone itself into some form or other of an entryway. That definitely denotes that it is a temple. It is old. The rock has been smoothed over from years of weathering and just tempering, but it has been carved out. Kind of like those sand thing in that cavern cave castle kind of thing. I need to send a picture to you guys. It looks really, really cool. But it's out in the desert somewhere. That's really...
The child is in here.
The child is not in here.
So why are we here?
You are heading into the... way. And they repeat to you as well, Curtis is anyways. In the most northeastern part of the cavern, which y'all are facing west. Or actually, you're facing north, but you're in the most western part of the island. The northeasternmost corner of there is a wall that can easily be broken by someone, say, of LaForge's strength and might. It's beyond that point. We're not too sure where that is, but that is where the child lay. This child's lair lies.
So the child is in here.
To
In
answer your
theory.
question, yes, in theory. The child could be of some years. We don't know that. The only thing that we know is that this is the known child, the known location of this child.
Not even sanitary.
Because that's what you're worried about.
We leave you to it. We will not be here to supervise. You have the information that you need. Sir LaForge, we wish you the best and greatest of luck.
Understood.
And you notice they gave you the title Sir. It's no longer Mr. Sir LaForge.
I would prefer Arch Commander, but Sir is sufficient.
We will remember that.
Huh.
And they head back into town. You assume they head back towards the same direction you guys came from.
So we are now on our own.
Well, I guess we should get this child out of the cave.
You kind of see Grimace notice it and just look up and just like, "Ooh, you guys, this looks very neat." And then you feel they're going to be geeking out for a little bit.
Down, Grimace.
Oh, okay.
Is there any iconography, any statuary or carved anything to kind of identify what temple this was?
Not really anything there that denotes it yet. Maybe when you go further inside.
But it's temple-ish. It's definitely
It gives
some
you temple.
kind of
Yeah, there's
carved
definitely temple
entrance
vibes.
to something.
This was meant to be here for a long time. Whether it's been worn and weathered down a little bit doesn't seem to matter. It's definitely gonna. They've tried to make it here for they try to make it permanent.
Well, let's go in.
Villains are just like first one in.
Find this
Okay.
child. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Pull out a torch, light it. There's at least one of us that can't actually see in the dark for some reason. Anyway.
Huh, funny that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Claire and Grimace follow in, I also assume.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me. Oh. It's not you guys, I swear. LaForge goes in following after you guys. Since he's not here, LaForge is the one sort of leading-ish the way, and he tells you to, Velen, if you're paying attention, and if you're still ahead, you go sort of the one direction, and then LaForge just like, it's
No,
this way.
With being an artificer, I have the ability to do one particular kind of minor magic item.
Mm-hmm.
So with my, when we get to a darker point in the place that we're in, I take a tool and readjust my eyes, and my eyes light up.
Whoa.
Oh, cool. So that first time where say Velen goes Velen goes a different direction. LaForge, you kind of catch him. You're just like, it's this way.
Guys.
And in fact, that's when you do
Olympus
your
is this
light
way.
a light adjustment,
You're
your
heading in the
lights
wrong
point
direction.
and your lights point in the direction. Velen, do you follow or do you take the lead this time?
No. Yeah, well, walk along.
Yeah, but do you take the lead once again, or are you more or less sticking close to LaForge? What does Velen want to do?
No, he's going to stick with LaForge.
Okay. No more of that.
I mean, I got to look down other passages as we pass by them, if there are any.
There are. definitely seems like LaForge is definitely on a path. There is no rhyme or reason or anything like that. Any of the passages that you do pass, you do see bones and things have been looted. You do see signs of people have been scavenging a lot of the stuff. A lot of pieces have been carved out. If there's anything that's iconography, it's been removed since. This place has been looted, gutted, and it's devoid of any kind of loot whatsoever, unfortunately. Mostly because it's like the only thing on Rostega, and you're pretty sure people kind of hit here first.
Mhm.
And if they do, they're just as disappointed as you guys are right now. So
Nice.
it takes you, I want to say, a good like half an hour to get to the point that's designated. Again, there's like a toppled over crumpled statue, and then there is a wall that meets another wall, sort of like the corner ish of a pathway. LaForge, your coordinates sort of ping as this is the right spot that Curtis and Patrick mentioned to you.
We are at the wall.
You're at the wall.
This would seem to be the wall that was spoken of.
Cool.
I'm gonna.
You're free to examine it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the wall, see if there's a soft spot that we could hit.
Okay, investigation.
Investigation. Oh, that's my biggin. Apparently, only 11. I rolled a 6.
There's not really anything that indicates that it might be a soft wall, but you just notice that it's kind of held up either by the ground sort of like compressing it. You feel with enough force you can probably break it. It doesn't take a lot to realize this is designed to have been in place for a long time, but this wall was newer than the rest of the temple.
Fascinating. Stand back.
Grimace immediately just as far as possible, but still in range of your light and seeing what's going on.
Yeah. I'm gonna go stand with Grimace.
Hey, bud.
Yo.
And what do you do, LaForge? Or actually, Velen, you as well?
I'll stand off to one side. If he wants help, I can help.
Okay. What do you do, LaForge?
I do the same readjustment that I did before. Give me 1 sec. There's a cat.
Yeah. Oh, you sound so ornery. Aw. Just needs all the attentions. I get it. I totally get it. I'm that way too.
All right. So I do the same readjustment that I did the night before, where the shield basically slides onto this arm, and the warhammer slides onto the other arm. And the way everybody else sees it, essentially my feet and my hips stay in the same spot, but the top of me pivots, and then pivots back, and I swing the warhammer into the wall using Fiery Smite.
Did you have to roll a hit?
I believe so.
I would say.
Unless you don't want me to.
I mean, is this one of those attacks that is something that requires a roll to hit, or is it just a damage roll?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
It's an 8.
Sorry, is it hammer?
Warhammer, yeah.
Warhammer. So your Warhammer, you see, all of you see LaForge as he describes his torso twists, and then as if spring-loaded, just hits the wall. And because of the compression of the earth on top of the new brick, per se, it pushes it in, but it doesn't quite push it out enough for it to hit. But there's definitely a dent where the There's definitely a dent for sure where the stone looks like it's all been pushed in.
Fascinating. I'm going to swing again.
Do the thing.
14. There we go.
Yeah, so this time, maybe a slight angle adjustment of your hammer. Maybe it was a little bit too high or too low. It swings, once again, connects, and then the opening of the wall, like the rock, just crumbles down. And there is, in fact, a tunnel.
Ooh. Secret tunnel
Secret tunnel.
through the mountain.
Yeah, and it's as dark as the rest of the temple behind you. And it looks like there's not a lot of people has walked through it. Like you can see a lot of like footpaths in the actually might be a slight divot in the ground you guys are standing in because so many people have trudged through this temple. This looks like it's kind of like raised up a bit, as if it's not been like stamped on.
LaForge sticks his head in, kind of like my entire body would go in, and then his head spins around like 360. It's like there's no child in here.
No, but there is a long tunnel ways.
Shall we proceed through the tunnel?
We doing?
Macduff?
After you, big guy.
Very well. Like I'll push through, essentially pushing like bits and pieces so everybody can climb through easily.
Yeah, but once you're past the main initial like rubble that was the wall there, you're able to. It's LaForge height, so anything smaller than LaForge can fit through just fine. Like LaForge, from time to time, you barely. Sometimes your head just grazes a bit of the top of the tunnel, but it doesn't seem to phase you. It also doesn't crumble or collapse. Thankfully, it's well compact.
Okay.
You are continuing on. Eventually, you are. Now there's a fork, left and right.
With the coordinates and whatnot that they gave me, is there any indication of which way to go from here?
Left is your best bet. In fact, left is the only sort of correct way to go to make it. It doesn't make it either shorter or lengthier. It doesn't say anything about that. Again, just coordinates. Left is the way to go.
Then I don't actually stop. I actually just turn left.
Yeah, y'all just see LaForge just veer left. All of you make perception rolls for me, please.
Oh, 6.
It's dark.
22.
Perception. There it is.
We're in a tunnel.
It's
6.
a tunnel. It's a tunnel. And also with single-minded, undivided attention, just like, this is my task. You're just really focused on heading forward. Yeah, Velen. You hear scuttling. Sort of, you're not too sure whether it's above or below, in front or behind. But there's like a sort of like a scuttling noise, small creatures.
Like rat scuttling, like crab scuttling,
Yes.
like spider scuttling.
Yes.
I assume, well, I guess actually, you've picked up on the sound of it. And yeah, it seems more arachnid for sure.
Oh.
Not really arachnid, just bug in general, really.
Actually, if all of you can do me a dex check would be great.
For me or for everybody?
Everybody.
All right, that's going to be
Or sorry, not a dex check. Dex saving throw. My bad.
25.
9.
11.
Yeah. So just as you hear this, Velen, some kind of like arachnid scuttling, quite a few. Well, hard to determine because however many of them, there's like 8 legs. Your foot connects with something kind of squishy on the ground, pulls it up with some difficulty, but is able to get out of it. LaForge, you also step into something and find yourself not immoved, but just inconvenienced. Just like you have to use a bit more force to get your foot.
My tank treads go into something.
Right, your tank treads
Something
actually kind of
gums up the
stops.
works of
Something gums up the works. Yeah.
This is most inefficient.
As you look down, you do see some flecks of spider web. Claire, you see it with enough time. I assume you have dark vision too, hey?
I actually don't think I do. No, I don't think I do.
That's okay.
Okay.
LaForge is basically a flashlight at this point.
And Velen, I think, still has his torch out. So with the combination of 2 light sources, you see sort of a patch of...
I don't know if I want to set the fire to the flame.
I meant like with the lighting at the very least. You do sort of narrowly avoid a string or other of what looks like webbing of some kind. So as much as it's dark, somehow you're just like, whoa, that's a web. Okay.
Intuition.
Intuition or do you mean initiative? Actually, LaForge, if you do decide to, as actually everyone can see this, LaForge, as you look up, your lights sort of like go forward, and you see 4 arachnids coming towards you, sort of about as big as, say, like a medium-sized dog, like a regular-sized dog.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay, everybody has different ideas of regular size for dogs.
Golden retriever size.
That is a regular size for dog, all right.
That's a regular-sized dog.
None of this purse pooch bullshit.
Do not want, ew.
Each of you roll initiatives.
None of this
Fuck
purse.
off.
None of this purse pooch bullshit.
Fuck off.
Do I actually have any bonus for initiative? We don't.
Oh,
16.
10 over here.
11.
Sorry, your initiatives one more time. Velen?
16.
LaForge?
10.
11.
Cool. Okay. So they're coming up towards you. Velen, on your turn, they are currently entering at least 10 feet away from you. They're going for LaForge, though, because they're the ones that's the one they can see first.
We're in the web.
Yeah, so you just dip your torch onto the web. Yeah, all y'all decide to start lighting up a web-infested cave. I'm going to need y'all to do dex saving throws for me.
All right, that's a 23 for me.
Nope.
Man, my rolls are getting shittier. It's a 5.
18.
And sorry, Claire, what'd you get?
23.
Okay. So Claire is Dex Master over here. The entire tunnel engulfs anything like above, just above and around you. You duck and are lucky enough to be in a spot where the flames do sort of engulf, but they don't quite hit you, and it just burns and burns out once the web's been burnt. LaForge, you do get hit by a little bit of the flames. It definitely feels hot. I'm gonna say you get at least, I think, 3 like superficial, non-lethal damage. Just it's burnt. It's burning.
Rose is
Velen,
still in vampire mode.
yeah, Velen, you by the scrape of your friggin' genasi teeth, more like gymnasti, am I right? Yeah, you barely just get by, but you get out of the way enough that the webbing is not bothering you so much. One of the unfortunate spiders is like one of the last one, one of the first ones to go to LaForge and hit as it's passing and getting as the flames get towards LaForge, actually lights up the spider and then it just burns to death. A second one then also gets hit by the flames as well. A third one sort of falls behind sort of the lead one that's just like noping the heck out of there and survive and try and presumably surviving. But yeah, the third one is also made its way a little further, kind of stopped, looked, it made a mistake, and then it gets burned up. So you have one little Spidey ahead of you guys. And LaForge has been burnt. But the rest of you are okay.
Fortunately, I'm made of tempered wood.
Yeah, so you're definitely singed for sure.
Oops.
I mean, y'all can continue down and still be in initiative and hurry after the fucker that's survived. Because the flames don't go too far, unfortunately. It's like sort of a wet spot, and the flames just kind of embering at this point.
How close is it?
When it's full movement speed. I'm just trying to figure out for. It disappeared out of sight. It's sort of around the corner. It's a single way. There's no other paths to go. It's just down the one path, so just went around the corner and gone.
All right.
Which that corner is about 30 feet away for you guys. It just booked it. If it had time, 4 of its legs would have gone up and just.
If it bleeds, we could kill it.
There's nowhere else for it to go except for forward. So forward you go. Do you want to hustle?
No. It is just a spider. Let it be.
It is in the direction that you are going anyways, so.
We'll catch up to it eventually. Let's just leave it alone for now. Ew.
Okay. I assume then I'll just keep your guys' passive perceptions, and I'll keep turn order as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just get your passive perceptions, though?
12.
14.
Passive perception. Where is that?
Are you on
the attributes?
The attributes. What do you mean?
First column. Scroll down. Under the skills.
Oh, okay. 12.
I'm sorry, LaForge?
12.
12 as well? Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to keep your passive perceptions handy for me and everything like that. You guys continue down. You head down the corner that the spire disappeared. Don't see any, as far as you're aware, LaForge, you don't see any sign of it, but you do continue down the path. A little about, like, I want to say about 10 minutes or so in. LaForge, are you able to feel air at all? Is that something that you're able to feel?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, since I'm not too sure, I'm going to say Velen, Claire, and Grimace, within 15 minutes, they do start to feel sort of a draft blowing on their and on their fronts.
Huh. That's
And
interesting.
LaForge as well. Yeah, you feel a bit of a, not a full push, but enough of it to just register as temperatures are cooling around you.
Fascinating.
Something has been here.
This will be fun. 8. This is the cave. I don't see a child.
It's a cave. Someone could live here.
I got 17 looking around.
And LaForge?
Sorry, what were we rolling? The stream kind of screwed up a little bit.
Okay, investigate.
Investigation. 25. There's my large roll.
And Claire, you had 17?
Yeah.
You rolled another natural 20?
Yeah, I did.
I'll start with the 17 first, though. Claire, you, as you're looking for any kind of signs of a person or the child, you do find just treasure. It's sort of the easy to find stuff. Like a locked box about say, yay, like a little bit bigger than your head and a little bit taller.
Oh, good.
That's a
Something easy to carry.
lockbox. But it's a lockbox, and it's fairly easy to carry for you as well.
I'll take it with me.
Okay. You don't see any signs of keys, though, unfortunately. LaForge, not only is there that, you do see a few other chests and stuff like that as well. All locked, unfortunately. Some that the party can carry, a couple that the party can carry. Two, I would say 2 additional ones as opposed to the one that Claire is carrying. Also, in the cave as well, you do see signs of life or other. You see sort of like scratchings and markings, like sort of like someone's been like locked away or something like that. And they've been sort of numbering the days like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From the slashes on there, you see about 60. It doesn't give any connection to whether those were days, weeks, or hours, even if someone was even trying to count the days. And you do see, unfortunately, a very waterlogged looking like leather-bound book as well.
I'm gonna check the book.
Cool. You open it and you see mostly drawings. There's nothing written in there. Presumably the person that was there doesn't read or write. You could assume they're illiterate. But there's pictures as you flip through. There's childlike drawings sort of in the beginning-ish, like stick figures and rudimentary like shapes and stuff. One that catches your attention is there's a stick drawing of what looks like a woman, very rudimentary, like triangle for like a skirt or a dress, circle for a head, dot dot, and smiley face, and curly hair, and pointy ears. And then you also see a smaller individual with a tad more, but just as rudimentarily drawn, but with a tad more attention and detail to it, is a smaller sort of elf, but you would presume boy, because it doesn't have the triangle dress. And it looks like they drew like the opening of the cave, and they did waves and stuff. And there's a little fire with a little fish with X's on its eyes. Looks like this was probably a good day. Sort of the same-ish kind of pictures throughout, different like activities. You know, the one in the dress looks like it's taking care of the little one. The little one looks like it got hurt at one point, and then you see the one in the dress sort of look like they're either praying or wiggling their arms, and magic comes. Then you see another drawing where the little elf is all sad, and you see sort of the dress one X's on her eyes and laying to one side, and a sort of mound or cloaked looking thing with like slits for eyes. They tried to draw that. And it looks like it's walking away, and it has like blood dripping off of a sword. And the little elf is all sad and crying.
That's the. Is that the last image?
The last image, as you're going through, it goes from like these little cute little scenes to more like it's just focusing on the one elf, the little one, except it's sort of like bigger, and they're no longer like these like landscape. They're now sort of like portrait style pictures, where it's just the same line, emotionless, or like circles line for a face of an elf, like the elf boy or elf child, as it were. It's the same expression over and over and over again, as if they're just drawing themselves constantly.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
As you're flipping through, you do see it starts to develop a bit of a scruff.
Oh, he's a teenager now.
And longer hair.
If he's an elf, he's like 900 at this point.
He's like 150 years old.
The pages tend to look a bit rougher, bloodier. And you also see the expression go from just blank to like just the eyebrows become more and more. It's very emphasized. It's just they're angry. They're very, very angry. Like he's really drawing these angry eyes over and over again. And the last picture is a very roughly, very frantic, some like bloody finger marks kind of claw. Look like they've like tried to grab or clawed it. And it is this horrific but very rudimentary picture of elf face, beard, long hair, the circle for a mouth with triangles and little like gashes for like teeth, and it has dark drawn on, like forced on, like graphite eyes, basically like dark eyes. And it is as like rudimentary and as like cutesy as say a kid's picture is. This is a horrifying image. It's very monstrous, and it's the last image you see in the book.
That is most troubling.
So where's the kid?
I'm not sure.
Well, so the cave entrance, is the ocean itself visible, or is it one of those sort of grotto caves that you'd have to sneak under the water to get to, or have some mechanism of boating in specifically.
From what you can tell, there is barnacles on top of the ceiling, so this is it at low tide.
Okay. If there's barnacles on the ceiling, that means tide comes in all the way. If tide comes in all the way, the child... Where is the child?
Unknown.
Right. Maybe it swam out to sea.
Not if it is an elf.
Well, there are elves that live in the water.
Claire,
So it
whereabouts
would
are
have
you?
to. If the ceiling's got barnacles, the child would have drowned unless it can breathe water. Speaking of which, yeah, go into the water. I can breathe water.
Actually, first, before we go to that, Claire, where are you at this point?
I am kind of looking at the water. Just
Yeah, are you close to the exit or entrance at all, or just chilling out where you found your treasure chest?
I am near the entrance. Just kind of keeping an ear out. Because I found my chest. I'm happy.
Okay, you hear familiar-ish scuttling, except not as many.
Guys, I think the spiders are back.
And Velen, as your face goes under, is like, and he says, just as Velen just dunks it underwater, just like, Velen, although what you're looking for and what you see before the disappointed, sounding voice of Claire pulls you back up, you don't see much. It's just sort of like sand that looks like it's got like crests on it, kind of like, like the waves have been like doing this often. But it is like the squishy kind of like deep sea kind of sand that your feet are not used to when you go out when things are at low tide. It's that squishy, gross kind of sand and like algae and seaweed and stuff.
Hooray!
No,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
doesn't
no
matter to me.
signs of any kind of movement or footprints. The waves would have gotten rid of that.
I'm just kind of wondering if there's any, more chests or any other sign of like an entry, an exit, more skeletons, some sort of indication as to what might have actually been here.
Without saying, there's like tons of different like skeletons and stuff like that. There is some kind of an arrangement of like a skeleton that's sort of like decayed and like been wearing off, like from the torso up anyways, and has sort of like the arms sort of like braced on that, sort of tucked away in a corner. As to the bottom half, those are sort of scattered and broken as if like the marrow has been sucked out of it. Something was trying to survive down here, but it definitely looks like it's been a while. The bones that have been like sucked dry and dried out a long time.
Huh. This is bad.
And that's when the rest of you start to hear the scuttling noises of the spiders. I'm keeping your same initiatives as before.
And I'm neck deep in the water.
Yeah, you're neck deep in the water.
What? I think lightning at this point would be a bad idea.
Claire, so if you decide to turn and take a look-see, because they're not hiding at this point, is you see one of the regular dog-sized one coming towards you, kind of a little bit fast and with a vengeance. And then as the light hits it, a bigger fuck off spider of the same genus at the very least. Looks like Mama.
Oh, goody. Okay. I hate it. I hate it.
Hit it with the book.
So, is it my turn? Is that what we're getting at?
I'm saying that you're seeing it.
Okay.
Technically, Velen did have the first turn.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, Claire, you're the next with the turn in turn order. So yeah, Claire, you can act.
How far away are they from me?
They're approaching 20 feet. They're 20 feet away from you.
They're 20 feet away from me? Okay. I take a 5-foot step, so they're in 15-foot radius of me.
Okay.
And they need to make a saving throw.
Which one?
It does not actually say. Does it say?
What is it?
Dex Wiz or Con? Dex Wiz or Con?
It just says it just needs to make a saving throw. I'm going to guess con.
Okay.
Which power is it?
What are you doing?
Screaming at it.
Oh,
Okay. That's that one.
It is a.
I'd say the rest of you are going to make a.
The shriek?
It's a shriek, yeah.
Yeah, fear
I feel-
shriek.
I feel that'd be like a wisdom save.
That's really weird. It doesn't actually say.
Yeah, it
When
does
you
not
do,
say.
each creature in a 15-foot cone must make a saving throw.
Yep.
I imagine it'd probably be Constitution.
Okay.
That's what I said.
So yeah,
Because it'd
I
be-
think the two of
It's a
you
physical.
Yeah,
It's a physical effect, and it's not. You can't dodge it. So
What is the effect at the end? Is it like a physical wave that hits, or
kinda, yeah. It's kind of like a sonic scream.
yeah, it'd probably be like what is the effect after that though? Like
2d4 thunder damage and frightened.
Mm-hmm.
Successful save, half damage and not frightened.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the damage you are able to roll? Are you able to roll damage for that?
Yes, I rolled 3. What would do they beat 12 though?
They do.
Okay, so
They do. I rolled good, unfortunately.
well, they're not frightened, but they take 2 damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, they are not frightened, and the small one's just like, it's like, and Mama's pissed now.
Oh shit!
Mama and baby are both pissed, and they are coming towards you.
Oh no!
It's
Oh,
now
no.
10 feet away from you, as it is LaForge's turn.
same sort
Keep in
of
mind,
thing.
Claire is at the, sort of at the entrance of it, so she can. I could say, Claire, if you want to do a movement action to get out of the way, you can.
I will. I'll use
Good.
the rest of my movement to get out of the way.
Good. You're well out of your way within. You back up and out. So the way is clear for you, LaForge.
Same thing as before. Like shield comes out, Warhammer gets prepared. I'm gonna hit the smaller one.
Okay, that'd be the ones coming in closer to you, anyways. Does your weapon have reach at all?
It does not.
Okay.
I rolled a 7.
Well, it's gonna go. You know what? Regardless, the small guy's gonna go and attack you, thinking human, bitey, bite, bite, bite.
Well, human.
Does a 14
adjacent.
hit? Does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Cool. So it does land sort of like on you, does the bite thing, and then does its thing where it like retreats into the square, sort of like off of you. Just goes, yeah, bite.
Would probably deflected from with the shield type thing.
Yeah, like it does not. It's not aware of just like that's not flesh. What?
Yeah. If
So
he
it's
actually
in the-
manages to bite me, he's gonna be real fucking shocked.
Yeah, and it just looks at you confused, just like, okay, I'm ready. It does like the, like the one spider rears up, just like, meh. Bring it. I assume that's when your attack springs, LaForge?
Yeah,
You're ready.
like, I already took the swipe. I only rolled in 7, I think.
Yeah, okay. I think your hammer goes.
Pretty sure I missed. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, your hammer does go wide on it as it jumps over it, tries to bite you, I think lands on you, thinking it's your flesh shield, and is facing off you against you all aggressive like. Mama's turn. She's going to go for you too.
Yeah, probably.
Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit.
Ooh.
AC is 18.
That is 5 damage.
Ouch.
Probably thinks, like, sees its little baby just go, yeah, poison attack. Just like, no, corrosive attack. Nyeh.
Do I have to do any saving throws or anything?
Can you be poisoned as a Warforged?
I
think he's
cannot.
resistant.
I'm resistant.
So you're fine.
So he takes half damage.
Oh, half that. Okay. In that case, then.
And then he rolls a successful saving throw would be half of that.
I'd say throw this. I'd just say throw the, I think, a Constitution saving throw.
19.
Yeah. Okay, so you take 2.5.
That's a little better. Okay. Still alive. Oh, yeah, all my good fucking rolls are happening in investigation and saving throws.
Where it counts, right? Back at the top. Velen. You just saw baby spider go, nyeh, heh. And then this bigger mama spider sink her teeth in, is also just now over top of baby, just all like, that's how you do it.
That's the threat. I'm in the water still?
Yes.
How,
I want to say you're about 15 feet away from the action there.
I'm going to move up so I'm waist deep, so I'm not actually going to shock the hell out of myself when I do this.
Okay. Good idea.
And I'm going to hit it with a... of course, I didn't write the spell down. Damn it. Sorry.
It's okay. The tension is building.
Shocking bolt.
Velen gets ready.
60-foot range.
Verivorst is like, it's a baby kraken. I wish.
Range spell attack. So
they're not ready for a baby kraken yet. Not even a baby kraken.
Concentrates in waist deep water, and then all we hear is like bloop, 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 behind him.
So 16 to hit.
It hits.
My ranged or my shocking bolt. And oh fuck, maybe I don't want to do that. Sorry.
Okay.
Hit or miss, a thunderous sound can be heard 100 feet, and target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take thunder damage. That's not good.
Not for your Warforged either.
Okay. No. So, is there enough room for me to be in there with him?
Yeah. He's not in the actual entrance. He's just at the entrance, and you can reach in to get them.
Do I? Okay, so I'm 15 feet. Okay, so I'm 15 feet away. I can get out of the water. And I'll hit it with a booming blade then. So do I want me to roll that same attack again, or?
Yeah, let's do that attack since it's fresh attack. I did like
Fresh attack, sure.
Right, it's fresh attack.
18.
Definitely hits. You're going for Mama?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because she's over top. If you're gonna go hit baby, you're gonna hit Mama regardless. So
Weapon's normal attack, and then it's sheathed in a booming energy until the start of my next turn. And if it moves, then it takes thunder damage.
right,
Sorry. Okay, go back to that.
all good, all good.
Wait. 6 plus 3. 7 points of cutlass damage.
All right, your sword comes, or your cutlass comes swinging downwards, and right at the joint hits Mama Spider right in the 2 front legs on the left side, on her left side, and you hear just a shriek of pain as the 2 legs just shake and tremble and then just stop moving. Some viscera or other is leaking out of it, and she's definitely taking a hit for sure.
Also, ew.
Claire,
Yeah,
you're next.
my turn. Okay. How close am I to these things?
You're sort of out of line of sight of them, but you can hop back into spot next to LaForge on his other side and hit him if you have range, or if you have a regular melee weapon. Whatever you're better with.
So if I move next to the forge and draw my short sword, can I attack with that?
Yeah.
All right.
I will just say you won't be able to move at the end of everything because your movement's in, draw, whack.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to move out. I just wanted to get out of the way so the forge could get in there.
Okay. Okay.
I swing and I miss.
Just as like its 2 legs fall off, it sort of just rocks back, and as its legs lift up, you think, yeah, this is my shot. They lift way too high for you to hit, so you whiff it. It's like,
God fucking damn it, this is why I don't like swords.
LaForge.
Time for another whack with the Warhammer. Preparing Fiery Smite if I hit.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
This is going to be a shit roll, guaranteed. Oh, surprisingly I hit. 18.
Yeah, definitely hit.
And now we're going to go with Fiery Smite. Once I roll the damage on that. So 1-handed damage, 6 bludgeoning. And Fiery Smite is... Where is that on my... It's on my spell list. Or Searing Smite. My bad. So I basically hit it for 1d6 fire damage, and it causes the target to ignite in flames. At the start of each turn, until the spell ends, the target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes another 1d6 fire damage.
Cool. So, did you roll a d6 for the first damage?
Yeah, I rolled a 1 for that particular damage, so it's like 7 total.
And it failed its save.
Nice.
1. There's my 1. Yeah. Are you able to roll? It's another 1d6 or?
It's up to you. I can do
it. I'd say roll another d6.
2. Roll a d6. Roll a d6. Really? Nobody?
We can't really sing a lot of tunes on here, otherwise we get muted. So.
Yes, but they're.
And what's it like? Like a G6. Anyways.
They're not officially signed. As far as I know.
I know the song you're referring to.
I don't think they're going to be coming after us if we're like playing D&D and trying to pitch their shit.
Yeah, if that were the case. Yeah, so you guys see LaForge do his twisty thing. His hammer connects, and as it does, it kind of sparks and ignites, connects with Mama's spider, hits against sort of one side of the entrance of the little grotto that you're in, and she is afire. Little baby spider misses. Once again, trying to go for the forage because it hit Mama. Mama's busy. Technically has moved. What was the damage? Technically had moved and is going to try and move again. What's the damage on the thunder, Velen?
1d8.
1d8.
And if it's moving, is it moving away from us?
Is that the technical of the rule? Because it's just going to move back in this back from where it was, because it was technically moved and hit against the wall, so it's off its original spot.
Okay. Because if it's moving away, we would get an attack of opportunity, I would think.
It's not going away from you guys. It's going back into place.
Okay.
But it is technically moving. Does it still take the D8 though?
Yes.
Okay. Full damage. So not only is this thing on fire, suddenly then
It's getting electrocuted.
see it sort of jolt and jiggle and just shock and zap. And then sort of falls back on its like front, splayed out, except for the two legs where it's been already removed. And baby spider is like is ride or die. It's gonna try and take you guys out. We're back to Valen.
So everybody's within 5 feet of this thing now?
Yes.
I can't do that.
Yeah, they're all. Everyone's gonna get hit by whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's rather fortunate that, everybody else but me is thunder damage and lightning damage because I'm fire damage. We need like a poison necromancer or some shit in here for like just to round everything out.
I'm also just having Grimace just stand back, just like, spiders, no. Can't hear you, Claire.
Come on, Grimace, to Eldritch Blast that bitch.
Spiders are gross. Ew, 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 ew.
You have a ranged spell attack, you asshole. Use it.
I'm playing the character.
And I am generally saying, yes, you coward, scaly son of a bitch.
Oh, you can say I suck. It's fine.
I will remember this the next time your ass is grass.
That's
anyway,
racist.
continue.
And we are within 5 feet of both the mama and the little one?
Mama definitely is like sunk down and looking either dead or not good. More on the dead side.
Huh. And where's the little one?
Right in front of you. And just, again, front two legs just up like, yeah, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Just ready to like snap down on anybody.
Let's see.
At this point, it's just false bravado. At this point, just like, yeah, I'm going to die, but like, I'm going out with a fight.
Take a swing with my cutlass on the mama.
Okay.
And with my offhand, because I can do this, I am going to use my Tavern Brawler feat. Allows me to be proficient with improvised weapons, and I'm going to bash the little one with my shield.
Right on. All right, very busted. Good night. Thanks for joining.
See you later.
Yeah, we're just about done anyways. Yeah. Do the thing. Hit him up.
23 to hit. With the cutlass.
With the cutlass on Mama. Okay, what's your offhand?
5 damage from the cutlass, offhand.
Yeah, Mama's.
Just make it the improvised weapon. There it is. Ooh, a 9. I don't think it hit.
No, it takes a moment to go from its to like flatten. It saw you go from Mama, and then just like nope, flattens out and springs back up after your cutlass whiffs past it. Claire,
Yep.
baby spider, do.
Not cute. Never cute. I stab it.
Go for it.
Fuck! I highly doubt a 9 hits.
No, LaForge got a 9. I think the last round, or no, sorry, Velen had a 9 that on his offhand that didn't hit either. So
Yeah, I think I
kind of like it's like meh, stacks up.
an 11 in the one attack, and it didn't even hit.
And it kind of just is like, whoop, like there's like a little like a whew, as you whiff past it as well. It's become aware of your actions. LaForge.
Stand still and let me stab you.
Is the big one still up?
It's dead. Mama's dead.
Well,
This
that's
guy's
unfortunate.
going out, ride or die.
So this one is going to get a Warhammer upside the head. It is not going to get a Warhammer upside the head. I rolled a 7 out of +4.
Oh dear!
Dang.
I hope this guy doesn't take you guys out. Okay, it's not doing good, but apparently it's not being hit.
This baby spider is going to kill us all. TPK.
It's like, whew, ha, it's like,
It would be helpful if Grimace actually did something.
Well, thankfully, it's also sucking on its thing too.
Maybe Spider is the final boss.
TPK with a dog-sized spider.
Electric guitar plays dog-sized spider. Yeah, actually, it goes to for just switching it up. It goes for Claire and then misses completely because Claire's aware of its shit and wants none of its shit.
Yeah.
Velen.
I mean, technically, we could all survive the thunder attack if you wanted to use that.
I mean, I don't think we could. Honestly, it's a 2d8 damage.
Finish it
It's
out,
kinda
Velen.
gross.
Finish it off. Finish it.
20.
That hits.
Another cut.
Damage.
Stabby, 6.
So with a mighty downward stab, you stab through its torso, and the critter sort of does the dead curl in its legs and
Yeah.
pull your sword out, and it just is a little curled up clump on the ground.
With like white pus and green goo dripping off of your sword.
Thank God it's dead.
We should probably make sure that there's nothing else down here.
And if you also want to do a dead check on Mama, you do the similar thing through it, and
Stab.
it doesn't react to the stab in or the pull out either. So it's like the double stab. You want to make sure.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Mama's
To be
still
fair.
on fire.
How long is she on fire for there, Steve?
Until she's like succeeds in the the Constitution check, as far as I know.
Sure, she
Okay,
burns out
so
at some
this
point.
is at some point goes from a probably edible form of cooked spider, and then it goes into extra crispy, and then unedible whatsoever. It is just a charred
You
up.
gotta flip it over.
It basically just says
Before it burns.
at the start of each of its turns until the spell ends. And I think, well, it's a concentration, so it's up to a minute. So it's a minute
Yeah.
later.
So you can sit there and make sure it burns.
Yeah,
You
No.
you have basically
observing the flame, like
Wait.
you have
I
an
think I know which
embering
spell you're
carcass, an embering fire, embering spider carcass. It looks very warm, unappetizing, but it's
Searing Smite.
also you're dead, burning.
Hold up.
yeah, it basically says until it either gets put out by somebody else, If a
Wow.
target or creature within 5 feet of it uses an action to put out the flames, or if some other effect douses the flames, such as the target being submerged in water, the spell ends.
So you could basically cook it for a minute.
Yeah.
D6 fire damage every turn.
I will say
Ew.
this: the time it takes for the battle to end and for everything, it's just a ember-ridden spider carcass.
Well,
Fire!
fire.
Yeah, so you have your
Fabulous.
treasures, you have your information and lack thereof. From what you know, from what you can gather from the journals at the very least, potentially the child's an elf, considering the pointed ears, and it has gone mad
Well,
That does
that's
not
fun.
bode well.
in this cave. From what you can tell from the drawings and its lack of expressing itself, or its ability to express itself, it got really good at the drawings after a while, but fairly rudimentary still. But yeah, you do have your 3 cases of carryable treasure. You have 1 big trunk that will require most, if not 2 people, at least 2 people to carry.
We can do it.
If we open the chest, we can put everything else inside of it.
Also true. Is
True.
that one openable?
They all have little padlocks on them.
Man, I wish I was 3rd level artificer at this point. Like,
There's also plenty of rock and rubble around too.
How big are the smaller chests?
Like I said, about human head size, wider, but about the same sort of like height.
So you're saying
like
that
you can
they would-
hand bomb these guys.
So you're saying they would fit in a 4x4 square?
Probably.
Like a bag of holding. Just
Hmm.
stuff it in one of those.
If we only had one of those.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I wish I was 3rd level right now.
Yeah.
Now,
Like I'm not gonna be that asshole. It's just like, okay, there's things that you can
can we break
carry
the
here.
lock?
Like that's why I was hinting that there is definitely rock and rubble around.
Pick a stone, break the lock.
Cool, strength check.
I love how nobody's checking for traps. It's like we're completely inexperienced D&D players.
Unless you say it.
No
Why
one
would-
hears that. Oh, God.
Who would trap a lock?
Many people.
Weird. Pick a rock, smash the lock off.
What was your strength roll?
Oh. Great strength.
Straight strength. Let's go nuts.
Boop.
Haymaker.
13.
Okay, if it's a smaller one of the smaller locks, you just take a rock, gah, and the lock just falls off. It's rusted and broke. It was partly holding on, anyways. And it opens, and it is filled just shy of the lid of gold and jewels.
Oh.
From the weight of it and from what you can tell, because you're used to people even like leaving that sort of stuff and you're used to counting so much, villain, you wager there's about 500 gold.
Ooh.
So,
At least 500 gold worth, including the jewels and gold combined.
and this is the one of the smaller chests or the bigger one?
One of the smaller chests.
Okay. Do another one.
Cool. Another strength check. I'll make
Pick 'em all
you
open.
strength. I'll do strength checks
Do
for
them all.
each
Do
of
them
them.
all.
So give me 2 more strength checks for the smaller ones at least.
21
Mm,
and
easy.
a 23. Whoa.
Second and third verse, same as the first, just crash, crash, and you guess at the very least each of the 3 at least is 500 gold, with the gold that's in there and a few jewels that are in there mixed in there as well. It's
So
approximately
we should open the big one and just dump these in there. That's a
Correct.
good call. Break the big lock.
cool. It's a little bit bigger of a padlock, so strength it.
19.
A little bit more difficult. not as rusted as the rest for whatever reason, even though it seems to be exposed to the water a lot more. Not as rusted shut. Fairly solid, but you managed to break it off with a single swing of a rock. Two compartments. One is gold, which you assumed probably be like the equivalent of the 3 chests combined. So it's another 1,500. Yeah, now you have 3,000, rather 3,000 gold in there, combined with jewels and that sort of stuff. And the second compartment is nicely looking gold and leather bound books, and then a couple of just books, and a few very nicely woven pieces of fabric, rolls, I would say.
Oh, silk or something. Cool.
Say
Now,
more of the
two
heavy
of us
duty
should
bro.
be able to muscle this stuff out of here, yeah?
Yeah. So if Claire is able to manage at least 2 of the actually, no, Grimace is there as well.
Just dump them all
Yeah.
in.
Oh, you dumped them all in. Yeah. Whoever you
Only
decide to
3,000
Not
designate
let
gold.
go of
is...
mine yet.
Whatever.
I still have mine. He's not touching mine.
You assume from what the others have, that's another 500 in there for you, Claire.
Cool.
In fact, if you want to, you like shake it. Sounds about 500.
It's still mine.
Yep.
Finders keepers.
All right.
Yeah. So whoever you want to designate to pick up the one trunk.
Now, between the Forge and I, we should be able to carry it out.
Cool.
Yeah, what's your strength?
16.
Yeah, mine's 14, so yeah, we should be able to do it.
Yeah, you guys are able to. Claire, you got your own. If at any time y'all get tired, Grimace is there to switch or swap out. So
Yeah.
yeah, and you make your way back to the village of Rose Tega, and that is where we're going to stop it for the time being as you guys return to Rose Tega. And it is encroaching on midday.
Awesome.
More adventures and hijinks to come. All right. That's like I said, we're going to end it for the time being. Thank you for joining us for tonight. This has been Dead Reckoning, the pirate D&D that we do on Wednesdays. I am once again your dungeon, in this case, Dragon Wrangler, Rose.
Non-gender specific dungeon person.
Dragon Wrangler. I like it. And yeah, let's once again just do little outs for you guys, starting with Steve, birthday boy.
I'm Steve. Come back on Saturday at 6 p.m. PST for Vancouver by Night, the vampire game. I'm just going to be here again next week, and Tuesday, before you show up here next week, I'm going to be with Mike over on the Overlord channel playing a Brujah Domhnall McGregor who likes to punch things and just got Potent Swive. So, yeah, that's probably something you want to tune in for.
Nice. And Bethany?
I had fun. If you want to visit my socials, my Instagram is DarkNinjaRaven. Link to my link tree is in there for all my other socials. See you next Wednesday.
And Mike.
Yeah, Mike, Blade Villain. If you want to follow me on other things, you can catch me on Twitter at CDN Cap America or on Facebook as Canadian Captain America, my cosplay stuff pre-COVID and hopefully post-COVID. Tuesdays, as Steve said, you can catch me on Call of the Abyss on the Overlord's channel, playing Mordecai, the rather bemused ministry, Sudite. And occasionally I can be found on Vancouver by Night guesting and causing more mischief and mayhem. And we have another game possibly in the works coming up, probably on Fridays. More to come.
Ooh, that's exciting. All right, and with that, and with one last mighty horror on the count of 3, we bid you all good night. 1, 2, 3. Horror.
Not even.
Q.
Rawr.
Rawr.
Whatever. That's good enough. Let's get out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.